In light of the new curriculum changes, Busy Ants provided us with a resource that addresses each of the new learning objectives that the government has required us to go through. It meant that we were able to differentiate our lessons, each lesson to different abilities, and that's not always the same for each topic. I think things in shape don't always apply to things in place value. But with their resources, online resources, planning grids, example lessons, interactive games, it meant that we had a skeleton that we could then supplement ourselves, but it provided with things like answer books and put things together and ways of teaching different methods.
It's got ants on the front and it's called Busy Ants Maths Book.
We have used Collins resources previously, and as a form entry we need to ensure that the consistency goes across all 4 classes, and the Busy Ants scheme made sure that we could continue that consistency, and it was in keeping with the new programmes of study for the new curriculum.
They've got a guidebook for the teacher which talks you through, and I know for our newly qualified teachers that's a real godsend. It gives you an idea. You don't have to use it word for word, but it's there as a kind of approach to the lesson, whereas those people who are perhaps more experienced, it is there as they think, oh, am I using the right language, checking for things like when you're teaching multiplication, making sure you're saying things like product rather than sum, which is a very common misconception. So that aids the teacher going through, as well as the children's books, and it links to which activities you're doing.
We use the teacher guide to take our planning from, so we prepare our medium-term planning based on that, and we work as year groups to take the resources. We look at the resources, we sit and plan and think about how it's going to work within each of our classes. It does allow each class to be achieving the same objective, and then what we think about as teachers is how we will deliver that planning. So it's really clear in the teacher guide, really clear and really well presented in the pupil books.
They get harder. So the first one, challenge one's like the easiest, then it gets harder and harder.
I like how it's laid out because, well, there's lots of pictures and stuff, which is nice.
It helps when you don't know how to lay something out, so it shows you how to lay out, because when I did grid method I didn't know how to do it, but with the book it shows you how to lay it out, gives you an example number, which is really helpful.
I think it's a great idea to have that outline approach. It takes away the stress of thinking, oh, what activity we put together. It's there for you, you can add to it, you can take away, and it's very clear differentiation that anyone could understand.
Some people who struggle with the method more would start on question 1, people who are a little bit more experienced would start on 2, and people who are really happy and confident would go on to 3 first.
It gives you very clear objectives and success criteria, but the way that you deliver it using your kinesthetic activity or perhaps a visual on the board can really be adapted for the children within your class. Having decided that Busy Ants was going to be a really good step forward for us, we were then able to sit together in year teams, take the planning, take the teacher guide, look at the pupil books and put the planning in place so that when September came, we were all ready to go. The children really enjoy the books, the colours, the word challenge, the fact that it is challenge 1, 2 and 3 is really the vocabulary which extends their learning without us needing to continually prompt, have you thought about what you could do next? What might your next steps be? I think having it in the book itself takes them to want to become independent and want to challenge themselves. The children are loving it. They're loving the activities and following the scheme and the books really well.